What's gonna happen? They're gonna put us more in debt? What odds? We've been fucking dead since we were a province, for fuck's sakes.
100 emoji.
Worst case Ontario, they'll just fucking sell Labrador to Quebec.
Remorse case
Because, I mean, let's just be real. That's probably what they want at this rate. It's like, listen, Quebec, we know you want to leave, but how about we give you a Labrador?
Okay, I'm gonna go get the candle. Or the lighter.
Get the candle too, might as well.
Okay, yeah, you're right. You're right.
Because, like, this is...
Right.
This one's good, but, like, I kind of want
It's time for some balsam up in here.
to... Balsam, baby!
It's gonna be balsamic.
It's gonna be balsam to the wallsome. Balsam to the wall, son. But yeah, that's all I got so far is talking about Back to the Future Day. So did you, I wasn't gonna ask you. What? He is? What? That's disappointing. That's not good.
Quinn's a big dude.
That's really good.
Hey, Quinn?
It's a good thing you told me that because I was gonna ask you if you committed voter fraud.
Of course I did, John.
Hey guys, Connor here. Today I committed voter fraud. So we're gonna spend this episode talking about the election and how abusing your rights is bad.
Oh boy, I sure did commit voter fraud, but if you have a problem with it, message me at the cynical rich.
Oh my god.
Slide into those DMs.
Yeah.
While like
I think his DMs are closed. I think I tried to DM him once.
Really?
Or did we get him to open them for our bullshit?
I think we did.
I think that happened.
So yeah, tweet him at tweet Connor at Cynical Rich.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
His DMs are open, and so is his heart.
Welcome to the Weekend Fan Club. And Quinn just lit that fresh balsam. If you're a true fan of the podcast, you would know last time we were talking about candles.
Yes.
And Quinn just lit the other one, which is fresh balsam.
Here, let me waft that.
Yeah,
one.
get a little waft of that. Don't
Waft the heat over too. You want the heat.
Don't snarf it.
The heat's important.
Oh, that's good. That's Christmas right
Oh
there.
man, can we do
Yeah, I'm down, honestly.
I guess.
It's
podcast by
After Dark.
this one time?
Yeah, so
I heard
John-
it from a friend of mine.
John just turned off the light and now his face has an eerie glow because he's sitting across from me. It looks like he's gonna try to communicate with my dead relatives and that makes me uncomfortable.
I don't know any of your dead relatives, so...
Any who's at what's will do. Let me do that again. Let me do another take. Any who's at what's it. I'm gonna crack open this cold one because we have to take turns on who gets to drink a beverage because we have zero budget.
I have been so thirsty for a whole week.
Yeah.
Actually, hopefully I won't be next week because I told Connor this in the car on the way here. Do it. Yeah, there it is. Oh, that's crisp, baby.
That's derp. Let me do that one again.
Oh my god.
That's dorkter beepers.
It's Dr. Beepus. No, I said to Connor in the car that I placed an order for G Fuel, otherwise known as that
Vitamin
thing
B12.
that I... Yeah, vitamin B12, the drink. And my order, which I ordered last week, to be completely fair, ETA on it was November 12th. And I was like, that seems ridiculously long. And then I looked at, like, you know, the details of it. It's in Montreal now. And it shipped from New York. So...
Maybe they're
like, it's in Canada.
Maybe they're just one of these companies that just grossly overestimates shipping times.
I
so
think
it shows up early, and every time you're like, nice.
Yeah, I think that's exactly what's going on, because I feel like they just gave me the longest...
Like Acropolis Pizza.
Yeah.
And be like,
They're
it's
always
gonna be
like
45 minutes to 3 hours. Bye. And then like 20 minutes later, your pizza's at the door.
They were deadly at that.
There was like... I remember one time I ordered from Golden Phoenix, and like me and my girlfriend placed an order, and like... when they delivered it like, no joke, 15 minutes later. And I was almost like, wanted to be like, bring it back. There's no fucking way you could have prepared it that fucking fast and
like,
still bring it to my house.
All my skip orders have been like that lately.
Oh,
honestly,
really?
And it's been so good.
Oh my god. Not mine.
No, yeah.
Looking at you, Wendy's.
Just Wendy. It's fine.
It's just Wendy, honestly.
Wendy, she somehow the restaurant and driving the car did that to you. And I can't believe it.
It's a damn shame. So I'm going to start off today with, what's it called? Today's October 21st, not to date this episode at all. But as soon as I tell you why that date's important, you're probably going to figure it out anyway. Today's Back to the Future Day.
Of course, that's the one everyone's thinking about.
Yeah.
Yep. We've been waiting for it all year.
I know.
People had signs out in the streets.
Yep. And that's why we were all, excited about today, right?
Yeah.
Because
And
today's Back to the Future Day.
If you don't celebrate Back to the Future Day, you're wasting your right as a Canadian citizen.
Absolutely. Thank you. Finally, someone understands this.
Mm-hmm.
You too.
Yeah.
Finally. So happy, honestly.
So, any thoughts on Back to the Future Day?
Well, it's kind of like what you said earlier. Everything after 2015 now, if it's not like the Back to the Future, it's just a hellscape now.
Right, exactly. The fact we don't have hoverboards means God's abandoned us.
Yeah.
I think was my
I have a
offhand
question.
comment.
Do you think we're already at a point, or will reach a point, where every day has some kind of pop cultural significance?
Oh, absolutely. At some point we will reach that.
Because
already we're at a thing
will
of
we drown in our own hashtag
If
callbacks?
you look close enough, we're pretty close, honestly.
I'd
If
say.
you have the right feeds, it's most times I'm swiping, if I'm swiping the social medias, they're like, this random game came out 15 years ago.
Exactly. But
there was a calendar in the background of this one game, and this was the
Even
day
in-
it showed.
even-
Oh yeah,
that
I was thinking
rate.
just release dates. Maybe you're thinking more like a concrete.
Oh, yeah, but I mean,
Yeah,
even
you
at
know.
that rate, there's got to be a certain point where, every day you look at it, it's like National Hot Dog Day, and I'm like, what?
Those are
Come
Who
on.
makes those up?
That's what I want to know, because
the
there's
thing. I
so
think
many ones that are just like,
I want to say it's marketing. I know it's a farce, but
Yeah.
my first guess would be marketing.
Because, yeah, you're right. Who comes up with that? Who's the...
National
who's the
National
tell-all,
Soft
end-all?
Pretzel Day, and where are there limits on how niche a day can be? It's National Eyelashes Day. Remember to blink.
I want to know how.
Oh my God.
How they actually.
There is a
turn,
National Day calendar.
Say your pretzel. What's the pretzel maker in the mall? Is it pretzel maker?
Pretzel maker.
Okay, yeah. Say you're pretzel maker, and you're like, I want National Soft Pretzel Day. How do they will that into reality? I know they
Yeah.
Do they just tweet the hashtag and it's surely not that simple.
I think it could be,
Okay.
All right.
but I think that risk. I don't think it is, but I think it could be, because I feel like if Pretzel Maker just tried to coin National Pretzel Day, I feel like at some point someone would be like, "Bruh, you're just making this up."
Right.
Yeah, I just found a website called National Day Calendar.
Mm-hmm.
It's the authoritative source for fun, unusual, and unique national days. They track nearly 1,500 national days.
Holy fuck.
I hate to break it to
Is
you.
that 30 every day?
Oh my god.
Wait.
As well as discovering new exciting days for everyone to celebrate. All right, what's today?
I think my math was
Well,
very
you know
wrong.
what?
My
Okay.
math was so wrong on that.
Ooh.
Don't roast me.
Oh my, there's three.
Before we get into this, can I just say, I feel like maybe the solution to this problem of having 1,500 national days but only 365 days in a calendar year, maybe the solution to this is Hot Dog Day kind of jumps on with Bun Day. And
Right, but then how do you get the...
and
How do you make sure that some don't get erased or lost in the mix, I feel like you gotta disperse them
Well, I
and have
think-
a random mixture of things.
okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
Now that
How
makes
did they do
sense.
this? My other question is, how do they think... Not only how do they will this into existence now, but how do they do it before posting?
Exactly.
BP. But how many years BP?
I don't think it was BP. I think BP we had nothing. I think we just had
Sadness.
I think we just
No, there's no way.
I think you had to fight for holidays in BP.
Quinn, are you telling me that there was a day at some point in history where I couldn't celebrate National Clean Your Virtual Desktop Day?
I don't understand. What do you
Because that's today.
What do you do?
Do you know
What does that entail?
That's today.
How many people-
National Clean Your Virtual Desktop Day.
I'll
Not your
just say,
desktop. Your virtual desktop.
I don't use my desktop on Mac, which I think is more common, but same for my work computer and my home computer. I don't use the desktop at all.
Oh yeah.
But by default, screenshots go there, like screen captures.
Yeah.
So they've flooded my whole desktop screen. And when I have multiple monitors at work, it's on more than one of them. And people at work, they're shocked by it. But I'm like...
Whenever anything appears on my desktop, I delete it immediately. No questions asked.
You can change the screenshot.
God, my entire desktop from when I was recording the podcast for a while is literally just the episodes lined off.
Nice.
Today is also National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day. And it's also National Reptile Awareness Day.
Well,
nice.
I feel like...
Reptile Awareness Day, I think, is fitting for the election.
Yeah. Holy fuck.
Wait, whoa. There's an election going on, Connor?
Tomorrow, there's like fucking...
We'll get into it later.
Tomorrow, there's like 3 more.
National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day.
Yeah.
So I will say first off that that's the first time I've heard of that as a dessert. It doesn't surprise me. I will say they kind of lucked out on having it in October.
Right?
You
or
know,
maybe that was by
completely
choice.
Unfitting.
Well, you think the day chose the occasion, not the other way around?
Yeah, completely unfitting if that was in like February.
Like, it just happened to be the day that a pumpkin cheesecake like won the war or something.
Like, can you
so
imagine like
day.
Pumpkin Cheesecake Day, February 14th? What a downer.
I hate to break it. I don't want to cut you off, but I read this wrong and I need to share it. Tomorrow, I was looking at tomorrow's days, and besides National Nut Day, which is a joke all in itself, National Make a Dog's Day. Now, I read that as National Make a Dog Day. I was like, hold on. Why does that have to coincide with National Nut Day?
Don't you need another day there?
Can they
National
work on that?
Make a Dog's Day?
Yeah. Yeah, you can't...
You know what this is like? It's like that episode in Community where they're exploring night school and they have this list of classes, and it's just history of something.
Dude.
Math and all kids. What is it? Theoryology or something. Like
I'm gonna check my birthday.
I have a question for you guys.
if it says John's birthday, I will never stop laughing.
Do you guys have one of these days that you are irrationally attached to?
Irrationally attached to?
Yeah, one that you're just like, I don't care if it's all a farce. I like this one.
I don't know if this
I have it.
counts.
Mine's
but
Left-Handers Day, because it's also my
You
birthday.
fucking-
It's also my birthday, and it's Left-Handers Day, and it's like a whole thing.
You know what I mean?
You
That's
can't
kinda
count
kinda
that.
like-
That's your birthday.
That's kind of like a trifecta with only two sides. I don't know what to call that.
Last Left-Handers Day, on my birthday, AOC tweeted about it, because she's also a left-hander, and I was like...
Damn, that's a big
awesome.
score.
Right? That's all
Last
I'm saying.
Left-Handers Day, I gained another year onto my age.
Oh my god. I have to find my birthday. I can't seem to... oh, hold on. Maybe
Do
I
you
can.
remember what it is?
That's rough.
I don't. Is it January 18th?
Yes!
Okay.
Oh my god.
Got it wrong. I got it right, but...
There's nothing specifically on my birthday, but I will say that
They cleared the
International Snowmobile Safety Awareness Week is during my birthday.
A whole week. I guess they're dangerous.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're that dangerous.
How do you gauge the danger of something? How many days does it get for its national safety awareness?
Oh, I found one.
This is on your birthday?
It's a bit of a downer.
This is on your birthday, though. Or are you just... like, what date is this?
Okay, so... oh, no, my bad. Okay.
What calendar day are you
This is a little
talking
bit
about?
better. This is January monthly observances.
So it's a whole month.
This is the whole month.
Whoa.
Okay.
This
You
is
wanna know how many things?
This is like 4 snowmobile safety awareness.
Yeah, this is like helicopter
Guys, do you know
safety
how many
awareness.
things we have to observe in January alone? We have to observe National Bath Safety Month. And Black
Snowmobiles?
Diamond Month.
Baths.
And Black Diamond Month. And Blood
Okay.
Donor Month. And Braille Literacy. Hobby Month. Hot Tea Month. Mentoring Month. Menudo. Oatmeal. Slow Cooking Month, Soup Month, National Sunday Supper Month, and National Slavery and Human Trafficking Prevention Month.
That's a
These
lot of
do
stuff.
not scale appropriately.
That's a lot of different things that like not just in January, but never occur in my life. Except for like one of them.
Yeah.
And it wasn't human trafficking.
And it wasn't soup either. Fuck soup.
When is your birthday, Connor?
August 13th.
August. That's right. I
It's
couldn't
just
remember.
John. It's Left-Handers Day.
Yeah, it's
That's right.
Left-Handers
Left-Handers Day.
you
I'm
know?
so sorry.
They're also Fibonacci numbers, which is also kind of...
I like how long this bit is
Alright,
going on
Simmer
for.
down.
That's
Considering
all
how
I've got. I
much
think
else
that's all
we,
I've got.
considering how much else we had to talk about, I'm really enjoying how long this bit is going on for.
When was your birthday again?
13th.
13th. Okay, we're gonna find out what August 13th has. International Left-Handers Day is here.
International.
Oh,
International.
Yeah.
Not
It's
just
really-
national. It's a big
That's
deal.
impressive.
Yeah.
There's left-handers everywhere.
You all got together, I guess.
How do you feel about filet mignon?
So, filet mignon? Yeah.
And prosciutto?
yeah.
Prosciutto?
Prosciutto?
Yeah.
Yeah, I dig it.
Those are also the national days.
Big day for meats.
Big day for meats.
And we're finally gonna do Quinn's. What's yours?
April 2nd.
April 2nd.
I mean, how dare you not remember?
I remember months.
When I just
I don't remember
you.
The
days.
thing is, even if I wanted
know
you
me.
to edit out when the part where I say my birthday, everyone's gonna know it because it's International Left-Handers Day.
Quinn.
No.
Number
Don't
one.
tell me it's Groundhog Day too.
No. No, but I wish it was. It is National Ferret Day.
John, you said it wasn't Groundhog Day too.
Exactly.
Ferret Day.
That's why I said I wish it was.
Fucking hyper-aggressive creature just popped out from a hole. It's like
National Peanut Butter and Jelly Day.
That's pretty good.
World Autism Awareness Day. National
No comment, I guess.
National Reconciliation Day.
Oh, that's good.
Okay.
And National Burrito Day.
Damn.
Yo!
Right?
Burrito.
Bruh!
Bruh! Come on! Like, that's
Here's-
pretty good.
This almost feels like kind of like a sick joke. That if you were to like build your day around these days and just be like, today I have to involve a ferret, a burrito, autism awareness, and whatever the fourth one was.
Reconciliation.
And reconciliation.
But also, so is that to say that your birthday is officially peanut butter jelly time?
Ooh. Nice.
I like the sound of PB&J Day.
Calling it back. So I found out January 18th after, because I actually found out the way to check the day.
Okay.
Mine is National Michigan Day. That's just a state. So,
National Michigan Day.
Is Michigan a state?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank
That's
goodness.
just a
But it's a state, but for that day, it's a nation.
Thank goodness
National
it's not.
Michigan Day.
Thank
It's the day
goodness
when
it's not
Michigan
like
is
international.
I
No,
have- I
let's
have-
keep those.
national. We are Michigan.
Let's keep those Michigonites humble, please.
I have National Peking Duck Day.
Nice.
I've never tried it before.
Wait,
Guess
what?
I'll have to.
National
Peking Duck.
Yeah.
Peking duck.
Yeah.
Do you mean like the,
The dish.
duck? Oh, it's a dish.
Yeah.
I thought you just
Peking-
meant like
No, Peking
Another
Duck.
big day for me.
a day to honor a duck pecking.
No,
No,
Peking.
there's no. No.
Oh.
Peking, yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
Never mind. People just uncultured.
National Thesaurus Day.
Or National Book of the Other Words Day.
Yeah. Book
Fuck
of,
off.
the Book of Bigger Words. And National Winnie the Pooh Day. Topical.
That's
Wow. That's impressive.
nice.
I got a
Is
whole
that-
day.
Oh, nice.
National Winnie the Pooh Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta reach a pretty high like status level in culture. Get a national day about you.
You know what's funny? I really liked Winnie the Pooh as a kid, so like...
Well, he's Canadian thing, isn't he?
What?
I thought the real bear was Canadian.
I thought he was British.
Or maybe he is.
No,
He's got. I mean, either way, he's not American, but he hasn't a. I'm assuming these are all national American days.
If the bear's Canadian, then it makes sense.
Which
Mm.
maybe
Oh,
at some point we'll have to
you should
face
back me up on this so I don't get owned online.
Hold on, I have to find
By
out.
our, by our huge audience of careful listeners.
and left-handed people.
Yeah, represent.
Who made the story for Winnie the Pooh?
Winifred,
So I'm trying to see if he is Canadian or not.
Winifred the
I can't remember.
Pooh-ifred.
I found out that the Jungle Book was written by this guy, Rudyard Kipling. Apparently he was an asshole, like a real reactionary.
Oh, yeah.
George Orwell hated him. And
High praise.
he also wrote The Calling of the Engineer, the oath I had to do when I finished school. Which was weird connection.
Oh,
That is
wacky.
really weird.
No, that's so that's the interesting days. If you want to go look at National Day calendar, then you can look up your own wacky day.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe I know this one is a real day. It's National Steak and Blowjob Day, and that is the thing. Because I remember seeing posts about it on like Twitter and shit, and
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like, "There's no fucking way this is real," and it is. And I was like, "Wild."
I remember in high school that was the whole.
That's,
it was like
It's a weird day, huh?
That's a real pairing.
Huh. Steak?
Like
Funny.
at the same time?
Funny you never see any, like, decorations for that.
No Hallmark card for that one, huh?
Oh my god, for that one.
You want to show up and be like, "Hi, can I get a card
I just
for
had the
National
best idea. I think we
Reconciliation Day?"
should make like an anti-Hallmark store.
Oh yeah.
Where
What do you do?
What do you mean by
we
anti-Hallmark?
make like themed cards, and you know, you get all the normal shit too. Merry Christmas, sorry for your loss, and then like birthday, second cousin
Sorry
to
for your
great
Christmas.
grandfather. You know,
Can we-
all the
oh.
niche birthday cards.
Quinn, can we mix and match? Sorry for your Christmas.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. And also have cards for like steak and blowjob day, PB&J day, Ferret day. You know.
Just naming all yours.
Could you
huh?
have like
Alright.
a left-hander's card day and it like opens the wrong way?
Yeah.
The cover is like it's like a manga. You have to open it.
Yeah, you read it all right.
Yeah,
to left.
left-hander's
Yeah.
day and the card from manga day are surprisingly similar.
Yeah.
Well, that was a cool 21-minute bit. Let's jump into the, or where are we gonna go from here? I don't know. Never mind. I shouldn't have done.
Wow,
this
you really gotta
transition,
just
but-
put us all on the spot like that. We were having fun.
Let me just do another take. Okay.
You've used 3 already
You've had so
today.
many
That's
takes.
fine. I'm the editor.
Fuck, he's
I'm
right.
the editor in chief. And also whatever role I choose to edit into this clip right now.
Quinn, you fucking king.
Whoa, so much power.
It's going to your head.
We paused. We gave him the break. That's all he needs.
Damn it.
I watched a movie the other day.
Oh yes, we need to.
I watched a movie the other day because
Oh,
actually
no.
last week I had kind of a hot streak for I think like 3 days in a row. I'd get home from class, sit on the couch, and immediately watch a horror movie.
Yeah, you really had
So
a...
first I watched 1996 The Scream, or Scream.
The Scream?
It's just the one. That movie was great.
Yeah.
Real ride. The ending dragged a little bit, but you know, I was really in it for the whole ride.
Oh, nice.
Then I watched the movie Hush. Have you heard about this movie? It's a Netflix movie, I think.
Yes.
It's about a
so.
deaf girl that gets like harassed, home invaded kind of thing.
Oh my god.
And it does some interesting stuff. You know, I find those movies a little weird where it's like an hour and a half movie and it's really just one sequence. Really?
Oh, really?
You know, like it
That feels like it
starts
would get tiring.
there's like a little bit of intro and then once the kind of like home invasion starts, that's the whole movie.
It feels like it would get exhausting after a while.
There were like
Not to
were,
take
like-
it or anything. I haven't
there
seen
were like
it,
a
but...
couple bits where I was like, was this a worthwhile venture in she's trying everything to escape?
Yeah.
Or was this to fill the runtime?
That's an interesting game
Hard
to
to
play.
say. But it was good. I really enjoyed it.
Nice.
And then on day 3, I was like, hey Ryan, you said you watched that movie. Shit, I just called out Ryan on the podcast.
Sorry, he's been on.
He's been on.
Shout out to Ryan, friend of the show.
Yeah,
On the show.
go Uncle Ro.
Oh.
The Stephen King movie on Netflix, In the Tall Grass.
Oh. That's right. You were going on about that one.
Which
for a
I
little
maybe
bit.
should have judged more harshly for its concept, because it is about people getting lost in grass.
Really? They're lost?
Well, okay.
It's a big grass.
So I'm going to explain the concept to you, and hopefully you'll be able to just see what my number 1 complaint would be.
Okay.
Or even number 1 and 2. The movie starts, and there's a brother and a sister in a car driving to San Diego or something, and they pull over for whatever reason, and they hear a little boy crying out for help in the tall grass because he's lost. Now that makes sense. He's an idiot child. The field, they show like, you know, a bunch of like swooping helicopter shots and stuff. Big ass field. Huge. And it's all... Okay, it's weird that it's just grass. Like, it's not a crop or like a
Yeah, it's
corn
not,
maze.
it's not like
I'm
a
picturing a
cornfield.
corn maze
Yeah,
now.
same.
It's literally tall grass.
That's very tall grass. I
So,
didn't know
like...
grass grew that tall.
Yeah.
And partway through the
That's where
movie,
you
I'm
find
kind of
Pokemon.
watching it thinking, did they even, like, go into the grass maze? Or
Yeah.
is every scene just filmed, like, 5 feet from the highway? Because you don't have to go in very far before everything around you is grass.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, so the movie's an hour and 40 minutes long and it's about
What?
people lost in grass. So obviously that's not going to work out. So the movie does
Oh
a
my
lot.
God.
the movie kind of feels like it's being written on the fly. In some interesting ways. Also, okay, so my main problem with the movie is if you pulled over and went into tall grass to help someone, and then you started getting inexplicably lost, would your reaction be A, like existential dread and terror, or would you like hunch over and be like, son of a fucking bitch, I'm so goddamn tired of being in this grass? Like, there's a scene in which they're like, okay, we have to find each other, and then we'll find the way out.
Mm-hmm.
So they're like, let's both jump with our arms raised, and we'll see each other across, the top of the grass. Because it's tall grass, but it's not that tall grass.
It's tall enough that you can see when you jump?
Yeah.
Like, that's...
What?
No, but here's the thing. They jump with their arms up, and they're like, okay, they're that far away. And my brain is like, great, this movie's gonna wrap up in 20 minutes. Then they're like, okay, let's jump again to be sure. Which, like... Do you not trust your own eyes? What is this?
Would at least walk a little, make a little progress, and then
do it.
Now, before this,
Oh my god.
they know that there's some shenanigans because they try to keep talking so that they can just approach each other's voices, but the sound of their voice moves around,
Right.
so they can't find each other.
But it's like,
then they do this
tall
jump
grass,
thing.
maybe it's bouncing off the grass.
Yeah.
They do this jump thing once, and then the second time they do it, it's literally the same shot, but they're just further away from each other. And they haven't moved. So at this point, sure, part of you would be like, I'm gonna die in this grass field. But I feel like a bigger part of you would be like, what the fuck is going on? Like, this...
Yeah, well, I mean, as a viewer, it's like, that's clearly the point where it becomes supernatural.
Yeah. And it is supernatural in the worst way possible.
Personally, at this point, I think I'd be watching, I'd be like, man, Stephen King...
It sounds
Just
like something
retire,
happening
bro.
to your supernatural where it's just like dumb shit happens.
Yeah, there's a lot of shit, like, and I don't mean to, like, dig on Stephen King. The man's a fucking genius at a lot of horror, but, like, man, just retire. That sounds dumb.
I don't think
anyone would have greenlit that shit
I don't
unless
know when
they
he
fucking
wrote the source material, or if he wrote it just for this, or if that's
But that's
an
what I'm
older
saying.
story.
I feel like that motherfucker gets a free pass because he's just like, hear me out, tall grass, and they're like, Stephen King done. Fuck
And
it.
like we've heard about like the what is it, the original ending of It? Like he's written some shit.
Yeah,
and
he has
he's
written
like,
some
I was
shit.
like coked out just writing shit. Like,
Well,
yeah.
I don't know if it was coked out, but
I don't think it's
out of his mind.
Justifiable, but I do kind of respect that where he's coming from is that his process is just constantly pump out shit regardless of whether or not it's good. It's like the monkeys at typewriters approach to making The Shining. You know?
100%. This is starting to smell a lot like Christmas.
That's what I said right away.
Yeah.
It's haunted Christmas though.
Spooky Christmas.
So I'll get to the worst part of this movie, which is Patrick Wilson and the lore. This movie has a lot of lore. So
how much more do you need for tall grass?
Well, that's the thing. It's an hour and 40 minutes. How do you do that? So you're like, okay, so they've tried a bunch of stuff to find each other. There's not a lot of ways to find each other.
No, it sounds like you've exhausted
when
them,
you have grass that
Yeah.
blocks cell signal, like what else are you gonna do?
It blocks cell signal too.
So
that's neat.
They just cut to an entirely new character about 20 minutes into this movie. And he pulls up to the field. Now he's the ex-boyfriend of the main girl, and he's trying to find her, and he sees that their car is pulled over, so he pulls over, and he goes into the grass. And this is where the lore begins, because the grass is a time loop. So the ex-boyfriend walks in and sees some shit, and at random points they find other people, like they find Patrick Wilson, and they find his son, who is supposed to be a creepy little kid, but looks like a creepy little kid crossed with like a fish with the acting ability of a child, and it's not good. Boy, is it not good. This kid carries this movie in entertainment value and drags it down in quality.
Oh.
There's the scene where I knew that this whole movie was doomed. Okay, so lore. There's a big rock in the middle of the field, and it is the movie's Lord and Savior. It has a bunch of spooky carvings on it. Patrick Wilson prays to this rock, and he's like, he and his son are like, if you touch the rock, you can hear the grass and understand the grass.
Of course.
And so, but the scene where this is explained, The kid walks up to the rock. He puts his hand on the rock, and he's like, "Oh yeah, that's the stuff."
He says that.
He says that. And I was like, no.
And you were also like, no. You too were like, oh yeah, that's the stuff.
No.
Oh my god.
So this movie is a time loop for about 30 seconds before they're like, no, let's break the time loop. And then the characters kind of act like this. A, like they know that it's a time loop, and B, like they know that it's been happening for a long time. Because they find stuff at random in this grass field, like they find a dog, and then he's relevant, but then he isn't, and they find like dead animals, but then they're alive again, and they're like, the grass doesn't move dead things, that's why they're easy to find. But then it cuts to later, and one of the birds that was dead is alive again, and then there's another building in the field that they go to, and then when they go into this building, the movie decides that it's like a CW TV series because they just start talking about character drama.
Oh my god.
Meanwhile, Patrick Wilson is acting just as hard as he can with a movie that's giving him nothing. And it's a bummer to watch because he seems like a swell guy.
He is, but like, he's given nothing to work with.
He's given too much to work with. They're like, you're gonna be like a crazy pastor that worships a rock, and he's like, well, I guess I'm just gonna ruin this movie by making it really hilarious.
Yeah. Wow.
The ending is fine. They break the time loop that I don't know what's going on. There's a lot of like really unearned and needless like gore and grossness near the end.
Oh, the grass starts killing people.
Yeah, because the main girl character, the sister, is pregnant.
Oh no.
Uh-oh.
So gross stuff happens there.
Yeah, I remember you messaging us like pregnant woman in a horror movie. That's a trap. Just like just like the carburetor, the sink, food disposal.
Yeah.
Those should just not be in horror movies. When you even if you're not using it, just the fact that it's there is like.
Yeah.
And like even if you set one up and don't use it,
it's like Chekhov's gun.
Like,
you don't just show a guy with a gun, you know?
Yeah.
You don't show a food disposal.
So the movie was bad, but then I watched Tropic Thunder, which was bad but also good.
Back
really
one
weird.
step, real quick. Would you recommend it?
I would if the three of us sat down to watch it, I would watch it again.
Cool.
But I'm not watching it again on my own time.
No.
And it is not good. Like it's just funny enough to get through. It's not wish upon
Oh.
funny.
I was thinking about that movie too.
But
Yeah.
it's good. It's a ride.
I watched the Ratchet and Clank movie.
What's that like?
It's just a retelling of the first game, honestly. And like it's fine. Like it's not the first game. They obviously had to change a lot of shit to actually make a narrative, but like it's fun. I think you guys would like it. There's a lot of like pokes at Sony itself, like as a brand.
Weird.
And
the
like,
little bits you show me of Ratchet and Clank cutscenes were genuinely fun.
oh fuck, they're so good. And I'm like playing. I've been playing through a lot of them lately because like one of my friends at work, he was saying to me like, yeah man, Crash Bandicoot's so good. And I'm like, yeah man, it really is a good one. I remember playing a lot of Ratchet and Clank. I wasn't a big Crash Bandicoot guy, and he was like, yeah, Crash Bandicoot's the best PlayStation IP. And I'm like, saying it, chief. No, it's not.
I like Crash Bandicoot. I was a Crash Bandicoot kid.
I played like a bit of the second one. I never played much of Crash Bandicoot though.
I only remember
never a Crash
playing
kid.
I didn't play PS2 at all. Is the thing.
Yeah, and like I never owned a PS2, but when my brother got one, that was it. It was over. Like Ratchet and Clank was my life, and
I really like the Crash Bandicoot racing game. That's the only one I really played.
Yeah, and I never played the old one, but I remember me and my girlfriend were playing the new one because I got it for her. And she was like, "It's really fun," and I was like, "Okay, I'll take your word for it." And I was like, "It is. It's very fun. I will admit. I still like Mario Kart more, but
yeah,
yeah." But yeah, when I was watching the movie, there's so many little moments that they just like poke in about like other Sony. It's just the fact that like Sony made this movie because duh, and like there's a moment in it where because no one knows what Ratchet is. He's a Lombax, but no one's ever seen another one of those race of aliens.
Oh, I see.
So, like, you see, like, a moment where, like, Clank's sitting on, like, the passenger side of his ship, and he's, like, staring at Ratchet, and Ratchet's just like, what are you looking at? And he's like, I'm trying to find out what you are. And then, like, it shows his point of view, and then, like, a little screen on the bottom keeps, like, flipping past, and, like, one of them's Sly Cooper, one of them's, like, Crash Bandicoot, one of them is, like, something else, and it's, like, an X, like, no, not that, no, not that, and just keeps going through a bunch. And he's just like, I'm a Lombax. And he's just like, I don't know what that is. And he's like, and then they just kind of leave it at that. And I'm like, oh, cute.
Nice.
My favorite one is when one of the heroes, Captain Quark, he, like, runs over and he's, like, he's trying to play a secret message without letting anyone else know he's playing the message. So, like, runs over to this thing, he puts it in, and then as soon as he puts it in, all you hear is the PlayStation 1 boot up, and it's really loud, and it's just, and he's like, he just turns it down really quick.
Nice. PlayStation does that to me so often.
I want to watch the Ratchet and Clank movie.
I have it. I bought it the same day I bought Casablanca, and that was a weird look I got from the fucking Sunrise employee, because it was like it was like the 2 for $20 thing, and I walked up with, I was like, oh, Casablanca's sick, and I was like, what else am I gonna get? Ratchet and Clank the movie on DVD.
So yes, I'm a man of culture. I also want to see Casablanca.
And even he was like, interesting combo, and I was like, yeah, whatever. I remember seeing the movie in theaters with my brother, and it was good, and then I saw it again. I hadn't seen it since in theaters. Actually, I never even opened the movie until literally Sunday. And watched it, and it was good. It was damn good. Like I said to you guys earlier, the humor in those games shaped my entire childhood. And it shows when you see it. You'll be like, wow.
Definitely.
This is a dumb joke. And I'll be like, yeah, it is.
Speaking of dumb jokes, today's election day.
I got one more movie.
Okay.
Slow down, Chief.
That's okay.
We
just
watched
needed to line the transition.
We're all putting off the inevitable.
Just jam a wrench into that. We watched The Vavitch last week as well.
Oh, yes.
Big week for watching movies, man.
Oh, yeah.
Turns out I did get my horror movie fix in October.
Mm-hmm.
I managed to pull it off.
I have a take now.
What is your take on The Vavitch?
You kind of watched it and then you left like a...
I still haven't seen it.
I thought it was fine. I think it was hyped up a bit too much.
Mm-hmm.
And you were comparing it to those other movies that make you feel totally soulless and empty.
Mm.
And it didn't quite do that for me, though I can kind of see it. But it kind of just felt like I was expecting more to happen. It was kind of not super exciting, pretty slow. And, like, it was done really well. And I've heard that it has, like, a crazy amount of historical accuracy with the...
Oh, really?
Just the way the whole thing's set up. And
Nice.
their religious,
It really does shove you into the time period.
Yeah.
Like kicking and screaming. Like,
Oh, that's good.
Yeah, it's like you can barely understand what they're saying half the time for authenticity's sake.
oh, yeah. This is old English. They're speaking.
Ye old?
Yeah.
Ye old English.
So yeah, it was
Is
alright.
that why it was called The Vavitch?
Yeah, actually.
It is one of those movies that's like I wanna like it more. Like I wanna like it as much as I respect it because of how well put together it is.
Mm-hmm.
But like you were saying, like there's not like it's not like a flying by the seat of your pants crazy adventure.
No. And like at the end of the day, the historical accuracy alone is not going to entertain me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was my take.
No. Nice.
Was there another movie? Did you watch The Dead Don't Die after?
Oh, I didn't though.
Okay, we'll talk about
I
it
watched
later.
Midsummer again.
Nice. I watched The Dead Don't Die, but I'm reserving my takes
That's fair.
till someone else has seen it. Whoever sees it first.
Good. It's a race.
Do we have to do it?
Sure.
I will say it's definitely worth watching.
Not the Dead Don't Die, obviously. I'll
Oh,
check that out, but
dumb jokes.
What dumb jokes?
It's election day.
Yeah, might as well go in on it, right?
I voted today. It was,
What time is it?
I
The polls are still open briefly. We're right in the heat of it.
Yeah.
So let's bust out our hot takes. Let's do the bold predictions.
Minority government, no matter what.
My bold prediction is a Bloc Québécois majority.
My bold prediction is NDP takes it.
I don't know if you noticed, because we're in the same riding, correct?
Yeah.
Did you notice that there was a Christian party?
Yes, I heard about it like yesterday on the Elections Canada site, and then
I
saw
never
on the
heard of
ballot.
it at all until I saw it on the ballot. I was like, what the fuck?
Christian Heritage Party.
Yeah.
They
whole
exist.
separation between church and state. Isn't that a thing?
Yeah.
Church and province.
Yeah,
there
exactly.
is.
That's why I was like, what the fuck is this? I've never even heard of them before.
I
What
went to
is
their
it?
website.
Yeah, what are their policies? If any.
Well,
We want to
Do
spend
unto
money
others.
responsibly, which doesn't really mean anything.
That's an okay.
I saw 2 blog posts. It was that, and then the other one was about abortion. It's mostly abortion. They're an abortion party.
and do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
Unless it's abortion.
Yeah.
They only have 2 policies. 2 policies, 10 commandments, and
There's 10 commandments.
3
How can they have
votes.
2 policies?
5 commandments per policy.
Oh, damn. That's efficient. I like this already.
they know what they're doing. You know, they got a lot of practice.
Yeah. And I said to Connor earlier, there's a lot of like old conservative voters I was speaking to the past month, and almost all of them have been like, you know, I was like, hey John, are you voting? I'm like, yeah, I am, and they're like, man, I'm going NDP this time. I'm like, whoa, what? And like, almost all of them have said the exact same thing. They're like, well, you know, in Newfoundland anyway, it's like, you know, we go PC, they fuck us over, we go liberal, the liberals fuck us over, then we go PC, and it's just a vicious cycle. And then it's almost like they're finally smartening up and being like, I mean, it's not going to get any worse, so whatever, let's get these guys a shot. And I'm like, that's a very defeatist attitude, but also kind of nice to see you're thinking outside of the only 2 options you have, right?
Totally, to not be trapped in that, the eternal recurrence.
Yeah.
Because it's like, as much as the NDP are a socialist party, which they aren't, but like people always paint this picture of like old dude who like working class is always gonna vote conservative because I don't know, but that's those are people that a party like NDP should appeal to most because they're actually trying to help those people.
Well, it's funny because I remember a lot of the people that you're describing like that, after they found out that Jagmeet Singh literally went to school in Grand Falls, Windsor, and grew up on the island, they were all like, what? No way! And then they, you know, a lot of support for him from there, and I was like, what?
Like,
but I still stand by the fact that, like, listen, policy's policy, whatever, but, like, I will admit, and I said this to you early on, Connor. I remember I said to you, the only reason NDP is going so well right now is because they haven't done or said anything stupid.
He said a couple good things, but more importantly, has not said anything ridiculous. Or done anything ridiculous.
Yeah. It's pretty wild.
100%. It's bananas. It's bananas how easy it has been made for him. And then he didn't have to do as well as he didn't have to perform as well as he's been performing, but it certainly helps.
Mm-hmm.
And they've had a pretty, impressive campaign. But did you see the video going around? I still haven't actually watched it, but I've certainly seen the thumbnail many times of Jagmeet Singh talking about the rate mitigation here when Muskrat Falls go up. Like, we need to find, like, we can't, it's not acceptable for us to be doubling our rates and stuff.
Yeah.
I just thought that was so wild because it's, as far as I can tell, the only time a federal leader has acknowledged or said anything about the province.
Exactly, which is like, a good indicator of like, hey, people of Newfoundland, who do you want to vote for? Someone who literally just pointed out one of the biggest problems we're facing here as a province, or people who just want to own Ontario and only Ontario.
The guy who literally and quantitatively spent 60 minutes of his campaign in the province.
Yes. And he got the fuck out really fast.
He did not leave the vicinity of the airport.
I know I told you guys this, but I don't know if I told it on the podcast about my dad. This has a thing.
Did your dad work at NDP?
No. I don't know if I told this on the podcast or not, but if I did, I'm sorry, but I'll make it quick again. Recently, over the summer, my dad bought a new car because he's always wanted a convertible, and he finally got one. And he was like, I'm going to take it for a drive. So he was driving around Petty Harbour, St. John's, and when he was driving down Petty Harbour, he was down by Chase Landing. Mm-hmm. And when he was driving down there, there's this big black suburban SUV.
Oh, yeah.
And, my dad's in a sports car, so he's getting a little bit of big dick energy coming in, and I'm just like, I'm gonna cut this guy off. I'm gonna fucking convertible, and so he cut off the Suburban, and like not like aggressively, but he just kind of like I got in there before you, and then immediately was stopped by another Suburban, and another one, and another one. What he had just cut off was Justin Trudeau's entire fucking motorcade because he was here for the regatta. And he was having supper with his family at Chafe's Landing.
Way to go.
And I was like, what the fuck? And my dad was like, it felt awkward. And I was like, I had to like, and there's no room down in Penny Harbor.
I had to stay for supper, and it was weird.
Well, like, I mean, for us, if you know Penny Harbor, there's like one-way roads. Those roads are not meant to fit 2 cars, let alone a fucking Suburban.
Yep.
And, like, he had to awkwardly get around them and, like, sorry.
Sorry, Prime
and
Minister.
which is hilarious because he's cut off the Prime Minister's motorcade and I've spilt coffee on Mount Pearl's mayor. So, we're on a watch list now. It's the only other way I can see it. So, yeah, I guess my dad's voting Liberal as an apology. A pity vote.
So sorry.
right on the ballot. Just like, sorry for cutting off your motorcade. That's a spoiled ballot. Don't spoil your ballots.
Then he writes sorry again because he spoiled his ballot. It's just a cycle.
Don't spoil your ballots. Check marks are X. I'm sorry.
By the time this comes out, it'll be too late.
We'll know for next time.
Okay. Keeping the people informed. That's what we do here at the Weekend Fan Club.
You know it.
Preach. I thought there was going to be more election material.
I mean, it's the long and short of it.
Yeah, realistically.
I mean, I'm hoping for a good NDP turnout, but we'll see very soon.
Mm-hmm.
Ugh.
Do you want to hang out and watch the numbers go up?
Yeah, I mean, that's all I'm doing tonight.
I kind of like... I feel like I'm probably going to do what I did with
You want to just wake up in a new world?
Yeah, that's exactly what I did with the American elections, honestly. I woke up in a new world.
Oh, the American one sucked. I woke up, I had like 20 texts.
I honestly woke up and I was like, this isn't real.
I woke up with a picture of his smug face and I was like, I'm going back to sleep.
I woke up with 10 texts from the same person like, no. Okay. No. What? It's happening. No, he's doing it. No. Oh God. Ah!
You can't tell if he or she was hunted by an axe murderer, or if there was an election result they didn't like.
Yeah, it's wild, and it's funny because a couple of my American friends have been asking me too. They're like, "What do you think's gonna happen?" I'm like, "Well, in my honest opinion, it's gonna be minority, no matter what."
Yeah, and that's not bad either way.
That's not bad either way because if it's minority, then Trudeau still gets a crack at something.
Yeah, whichever of those shithead parties wins, then we'll have checks on them.
Exactly.
Which is something. It's like much like the provincial result.
Mm-hmm.
I hope NDP gets some kind of symbolic victory or any kind of victory.
Though I looked at the projection is a net loss of seats, I think.
Yeah.
By a little bit, which is unfortunate. I was hoping they'd gain because it feels like they've gained ground.
Yeah.
Over,
and didn't they say if the Liberal Party won or the NDP won, they would have formed a minority government between each other?
They do a coalition.
They would do a coalition.
I don't know. I know the specifics are tangly because I've seen 100 articles explainers on minority governments. But there's some way that Scheer could win, but they do a coalition and then they can counter it somehow.
Yeah, I saw no matter who wins, they'd probably still lose, and if they lost, they'd probably still win.
Yeah, it's
one of those weird things.
It'll become confusing.
Yeah. Well, it's a world we live in.
Mm-hmm. It's gonna become like on TV when the characters on a show play this some kind of outrageous board game and you only get to see glimpses of what the rules are, so you're trying to follow it, but they've read the instruction book and you haven't, so then they're gonna
Let's just take some solace and no matter who wins tomorrow, they won't have a shitty cover band that plays Sweet Caroline in French. Okay?
I'm sure members of that band are still in office.
Of course.
Probably.
What was the band's name again? It was named after where he lived.
Oh yeah. It was the street. I can't remember.
It was the street he lived on. Fun fact.
Boom! Got that
The
one
other-
in.
Oh.
The other thing is the NDPs felt like they started from zero this campaign with the new leader in that. Like I had no hope for them at the start of the campaign, and then they had this impressive uprising. So maybe, though I feel like this gets said a lot next time, but we'll see what happens.
Maybe this time.
Maybe this time.
Perhaps.
Perchance it be. We're at 5 minutes.
I'm hoping
5T?
Polls can
I
lag
have to turn the
reality,
light on.
So there's a polls
My
can lag
eyes
reality,
are
so there's a
hurting,
chance that the
honestly.
NDP will
Well,
surprise
you're about to
us.
make it worse.
I know. My eyes are hurting.
Oh
Cause they're
wow, that's
Yeah, I know.
Oh no, colors.
Oh, God.
That's very bright.
Because, like, my eyes were hurting because they kept looking down at the light, and I'm trying to look at Quinn, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Now I've got to squint for the rest of the episode.
oh, that was a bad idea. I should have... Oh, fuck.
Yeah. Well, here we are.
Alright, well, it's a good thing we don't have to look at each other. We could just keep our eyes closed, honestly.
Yeah. Good night, guys.
If you squint enough, it's almost like the room's still dark.
That's what I'm looking for.
We want to wrap it up there?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Watch movies. Vote. Brush
Not
your
in that
teeth.
order. Probably... That seems more important.
Crash, boom, bang.
I thought you were saying, like, the movie Crash. Go watch Crash. No,
Don't watch Crash.
Don't watch Crash.
Watch Back to the Future.
Hey, call back.
There you go. That's how you bring it full circle.
I love it. I'm gonna go home and watch Back to the Future Part 2.
Okay.
Nice.
Just Part 2.
I kind of want to watch the numbers go up and also play Smash Bros. And watch those numbers.
Do you
go
want to
up.
watch Ratchet and Clank? While also watching the numbers go up on a separate monitor?
Why do you put me at odds with myself? I've been watching video game videos all day. Video
now
game
you can watch
videos?
a video game movie.
Yeah. Lots of non-video game content.
Yeah.
No, my brain. It's in flux.
Amazing.
So we're playing the rest of our week.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You're an hour close to your weekend. Can't
Oh, it
believe
didn't-
that election results
Oh, there we go.
that we
Oh, I have to close it real quick.
correctly.
Smoke.
Trap the spirit.
That was a haunting sound. That was the spirit. He's not happy with you closing that.
The spirit of a dead
Go
tree.
vote. If you don't go vote today, when you're listening to this, then you're bad.
You bad kid. You no good, duck.
Just like your father.
You already said you're not close to your weekend. I don't know how to end it now.
Why are you looking at me? I'm not gonna say anything within this.